Hey everybody, Donaldo Trumpo here, and time for another Everquest mechanics video. In this video we're going to get a little bit more involved with some more mechanics regarding how ticks work. Now, as we learned in the last tutorial, it's possible to determine the tick timer for your character. Something I didn't cover though was every character has their own tick timer, and every NPC does as well. Something else that's important to note is that the tick timer for your character will be reinitialized every time you zone or log. So for example, my current tick timer is in sync, and I'll show that. I just used my Breath of Harmony clicky, and I have my buff. That is the first tick, and we'll wait for 2 more ticks to expire for the buff to be removed, just to show that it is indeed in sync. Alright, and the buff just got removed at the end of that 3rd tick. However, if I go ahead and zone... Alright, now that I've gone ahead and zoned, I skipped ahead, it was taking a while to load. But I'll go ahead and use my clicky again. And there's 1 tick, and here comes up the 2nd tick. And you'll notice that the tick is no longer in sync, because I have zoned. And here goes the 3rd tick. And notice I still have my buff. And I still have my buff, and the 3rd tick has gone past. And that's because when I zoned, my timer had to be put back into sync because it was reinitialized on the server side. Now there's some important things to note. If I cast a buff for my group, the buff's expiration will be based off of my tick timer. So for example, when I played my song for my group, it's not 3 ticks on their side, it's 3 ticks on my side for my timer. Something else is, not only are my buffs affected by this tick timer associated with my character, but my debuffs are as well. So for example, I have this ability called Salo's Consonant Chain. This ability lasts for 3 ticks. So I'm going to try to cast it on myself, and hopefully I don't resist, which I did. Let's try it again. Alright, and I got it, and 1 tick just finished. And here goes the 2nd tick. And then here comes up the 3rd tick. And as expected, our buff got removed after the 3rd tick occurred, or a debuff rather. So what can we do with this information? Well, let's go back to over there, and there's some mobs I can charm down here. So as you all already know, this blue bar represents my player's tick timer. The red bar below that will be my target's tick timer. Now the way that I'm going to determine my current target's tick timer is I'm going to apply a dot, more specifically Tuyen's Chant of Flame. And as soon as the dot occurs, then I'm starting that tick timer, and you'll see at the combat log and at the tick timer that whenever it finishes, the dot is hitting again. So that's important to know. We're going to be taking a look at the bard charm called Solon's Song of the Sirens. Now, according to the wiki, this only lasts for 3 ticks. However, this is not true. This actually lasts for 4 ticks, and I'm going to demonstrate that right here. So what I can do is I can charm the mob, and it hit. So now we are on the 1st tick, and the 1st tick went off, and now we are on the 2nd tick, and we're waiting, not too fun. Alright, now we're on the 3rd tick, and now we are on the 4th tick. So that there demonstrates that this charm actually lasts for 4 ticks. And the wiki was just wrong. And then it broke as soon as that 4th tick finished. Now, what is important to note here is you know that the charm will last 4 ticks. Or at least up to 4 ticks, rather. However, something else is the charm can break every time a tick occurs. So if you want to have this charmed indefinitely, the best thing to do would be to charm the mob, and then whenever 3 seconds hits, since it's a 3-second cast, you start casting your charm again. And then when 3 seconds hits, you start casting your charm again. So this way, you'll see as soon as the charm breaks, I will be recharming the mob. Alright, I kept screwing it up, but I just got it there that time. Just to show that you can time it to where, you'll essentially charm as soon as the charm drops, and it doesn't become a threat, because if you screw it up, it's a big pain in the butt, and the mob can come over and get a few swings off on you. So that's all I really wanted to cover in this video. Just go over some of the more advanced mechanics of the tick mechanic, and hope that this was helpful. Hopefully you learned something. And yeah, thanks for watching.